Hello everyone, welcome back to our class. And in today, we'll be discussing the do-while loop, all right? The last class, we talked about the while loop, and we mentioned that the while loop, okay? If you have not watched that video, please go back and watch that video. The while loop allows us to actually do something over and over again as long as a condition is true. Something like this. Let's say we have a constant and the constant is 0. Okay. All right. We can just do, okay. Let's say we have a constant and the constant is, we call it start and we initialize it to 1. And here we want to print from 1 to 10 while we want to print from 1 to 10. And remember, you use the loops. Loops allows you to do a particular thing repeatedly. So the while loop is one of the loops that we have in that programming language and basically in almost every other programming language. Okay. So what do you do here? We want to print this start. We want to print from 1 to 10. So we can just say while. We can just say while start is less than or equal to 10, we want to print start. Okay? We want to print start. And after that, remember, for it not to be an infinite loop, a loop that loops forever, you have to find a way to increment or find a way to make this particular condition to be false. Okay, sorry, this is a constant. Okay. All right, so here we are saying y start is less than or equal to 10, print start. And here we are incrementing start. Okay. We are incrementing start by 1. So at the end of when it now gets to 10, okay, when it gets to 10, then it will check is start less than or equal to 10. Yes. It will now come and print the start again, then increment it. It will now be 11. Start will now be 11. When it now says start less than or equal to 10, that it will not be false, so it will not print this. So this is how the while loop works. Okay. But the thing is this can never print. This print statement can never happen if this particular condition is false. Let's say I do this is equal to less than or equal to 0. It can never print because this condition is always false, because 1 is not less than or equal to 0. So if I try to run this now, it won't print. Okay. Now this is where we need the do while loop. Do you understand? This is where we need the do while loop. If you want to turn this into a do while loop always does something before checking the condition. It does something before checking the condition. So let's say we just want to print. Let's say we just want to print something before we start printing we want to print something or want to do something first before we start printing the loops or doing the repeated tasks we want to do inside the loop. How do we do it? You do this, do open curly braces. Then here, you now write your while condition. I can now say start. I can say start less than or equal to 10. Just like the way I did the other one, I can now come here and say I'll print start. And I will increment start. You can see the difference is just very slight, okay? Very, very small, okay? But this is how you write it. Look at here. I am doing this thing first before checking the condition. But in the while loop, I check the condition first. And if the condition is false, it will never print. It will never come inside here, inside to execute my code. But here, I am printing the start first before checking. So if normally, if I print this thing, if I run this code will work as if it is the while loop. Okay, and some of you might be wondering what is now the difference. Okay, it's just behaving the same way. Okay, because it prints from 1 to 10, just like the same while loop. But had it been, if we make this if this condition is false, remember the while loop will only run if the condition is true. But here, this condition is going to be false, it's going to evaluate to false, but this thing will be printed. We are saying do this thing while, so it will do this thing first before checking the condition. So if I run this code now, it is going to run the first one, and it won't continue again because it has printed this way. This code has run, okay, but this one didn't evaluate to true. Remember, your while loop can never run if it evaluates to false. Okay, so that is it. I hope you really understand this, but in case you have any confusion, please let me know in the comment section, chat me on WhatsApp, okay, and I will help you. We'll talk about this, okay? So, but I think I have really explained it to be as simple as possible. Just check the difference. Look at the syntax, okay? Write your own code. Write exactly what I have written. Look at what I have written. Do your own. Change your own, and it is not really hard, okay? It's not really hard, okay? So, in the next class, we'll be talking about the for loop, okay? But before we leave, I want us to okay, maybe okay. In our next class, we'll talk about the for loop, and I will see you in the next class. Okay, subscribe, share, like. Okay, practice this whole thing. Everything you're seeing here, practice it so that you can really be good at it. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next class.